talk to us about if I'm running a small to medium sized business and I'm developing my digital marketing and I'm thinking, I've done SEO, I know what that means, and I've done a little bit of SEM. When I start thinking about, GEO, start thinking about search in new terms. What should be on my leaders list right now?
Okay. Thanks for sharing that. And SEO is dead. That's the statement which I'm listening to since the last 18 years now. It should be kind of framed somewhere and kept
Right.
that, hey, this particular phrase is dead now, not SEO. But yes, search continues to evolve. And coming to your question, what should be on the leaders list as an organization when it comes to search engine optimization? And I'll add even generative engine optimization. Because today, when we speak of search, it's not only the traditional definition of search, which is mostly referring to that days of Google only, because 97% of share in most of the countries was with Google. And that's where that definition was also more of Google optimization than search engine optimization. But today, search is happening on ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, etc. Right? And coming on all these platforms is really critical for anybody else. So for a leader, it's not only important to ensure that they are measuring how many people are coming, how many users are coming to their website, how many people are kind of coming from Google, versus how many people are coming from all these LLM tools, large language models like ChatGPT, etc. So it's important for people to understand those key KPIs. That hey, what are the key indicators which I'm going to look at to measure performance? Some of those vanity metrics, like let's say impressions, clicks, may not move as desired, but that's okay. Because what is more critical in today's day and age is that, hey, is your revenue moving upwards? Are the number of leads which you're getting on your website, are they moving upwards? Are the number of leads which you're getting, if you're a B2B organization, are they moving higher? Right? So all these factors are more critical in today's day and age when you're looking towards generative engine optimization. Now, how do we do this, right? That's the other critical question which is embedded within this particular main question. So in the leaders list, first is definitely those right measurements through which they are going to look at the SEO and the GEO space. Now, when it comes to this particular space, they need to ensure that are they doing the right things? That's very critical. People today.
Okay, so let's just recap here real quick. Source, understand the source and channels, and just understand your metrics, but your metrics related to revenue metrics.
Yes, those are not only the top of the funnel, look at the bottom of the funnel. That's very critical today.
Okay, so then it gets to now, how do I do it? So this is the tactical side of it.
Yes, okay. So then at least how do we do that, right? And specifically when you're speaking of organic channel, you're not speaking of paid, where you are, I term it as rent, right? You pay rent to the Googles, you pay rent to the Metas or the other partners, right? I'm not speaking about just renting out somebody else's property and doing your business. I am speaking of building your own properties to sustain your business over the much longer run. Now, that's where when you're investing in your own property, people sometimes miss that, hey, technical optimization of your website is the most critical thing today. Because earlier it was only Google crawling mostly your website mostly, but today all the other bots are also crawling your website. So is your website quick and efficient enough to cater to all this vast number of bots which are crawling and understanding your website, right? So that at least I would term that as that, hey, when you want to do it, first definitely focus on the technical optimization of your website. The second part is have really interesting content, not only for Google, but even for the LLMs. Now, if you have to do something like this, you have to plan your content really well. That, hey, I have this one piece of content which I want Google to bring their users to my website. I am going to use the same content even for ChatGPT so that ChatGPT can bring a user to my website, and understand that most of these systems are not speaking with each other, right? Google doesn't speak with a ChatGPT. ChatGPT may not speak with a Claude. They are all speaking different languages, and at the same time they have different KPIs through which they're evaluating whether your website should be ranked or not, your website should get that visibility or not. So
that used to be just working against Google, right? We had to constantly kind of pre-think whatever their algorithm change was going to be, and Should it be 700 words? Should it be 1,200 words? Should it be, does it have to have a tremendous amount of traffic to it? And so it was constantly working the algorithm.
True.
And you still have to do that, by the way, right? I mean, like that is a reality, is you have to, it may not be 90% anymore, but it's still a big dog.
Yeah.
But even Google is now summarizing everything from they're summarizing the AI response and the AI search. So when we're doing this from a technical perspective, are you framing your content on the site for Google search or for the LLMs or both? And so like get into a little bit of the tactical side of that so we can understand that.
So it's essential to do it for both, right? I can't have a page. Let's say if I have a fashion website, I can't say that, hey, this page, which is there for dresses for women, is for Google. However, I have another page, same dresses for women for the ChatGPT. I can't say that. I have just one page, and I need to ensure that, hey, this one page becomes that particular source of information for Google, for ChatGPT, for Claude, Gemini, everything. So that content.
So you're looking for lowest common denominator that works among every one of those?
Yes. So that's something which is becoming more and more essential, that, hey, at least the content has to be created with that kind of outline, which increases your possibility of ranking across the LLMs and across the search ecosystem. You can't look at the search ecosystem now in silos that, hey, I'm going to cater only to Google. Then you're definitely headed in the wrong direction, because you never know when the things switch over here right now, right? With Google AI mode coming in, with all the other things, you never know when that switch will happen, or is it a gradual decline? But already what we are seeing is the mature users, the people who are doing more transactions, the people who are spending more money, have already started moving or moved to the LLMs for their decision making.